for Big D Energy, live on Woodward Sports. Join four-time Stanley Cup champion and legendary badass Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neil Rule, Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., as they give their takes on all things Detroit sports. The number one midday show in Detroit is on. Welcome to Big D Energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D! Off-season edition.
That is true. League New Year coming up pretty soon. My name is Neil Rule, that guy, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, back in the fold. Rest in peace Tuesday. Dr. Pierce Tuesday. I think we're going to talk to him on the phone. A lot of Myles Garrett foot stuff.
Yeah.
Not that kind of foot stuff,
Big foot
Spenny.
guy.
I know you are. Not that kind of foot stuff.
That's
foot
fair.
injury stuff.
It's fair.
All right, so just calm down a little. What up, Spenny?
What's up?
How you living?
Doing good. How about yourself?
We're cool. We're cool over here. Chase in the sound booth.
What's going on, guys? How you doing this morning?
Two men that got their Girl Scout cookies today.
Oh yeah, I seen you come in with the bag, and I knew what was up. So JB looked at me. He's like, "What's going on?" I was just like it's time, bro. I'm looking forward to it.
Good for you, man. Everybody's fired. Appreciate you guys though supporting the daughter's Girl Scout
Yeah, of
troop.
course.
That was cool of you all. D-Mac, how was the weekend, man? You're back, baby. You are back.
I am back. Great weekend. Thanks to everybody who came out to Knox to check out Darren McCarty. Brandon was up in K-Pac for the comedy show, and then we got to see if the Super Bowl. One of the, sort of boring game, but, give it props out to the Eagles. And it goes down to one of these things, as I was saying, is that, hopefully next year we'll get our wish that the Eagles will be healthy and we'll be healthy, and it looks like we'll have to go
And we
through
can
them.
see.
Right, wait and see. And it's
We
one of
can
those
see.
things I got in this conversation. We were watching the game. The fact is, I think to the reality is somebody brought it up to me, and I thought the same way, is that to play the Philadelphia Eagles this year at home in that game with the way that we were depleted in injuries probably would put me in a worse mood watching the Super Bowl or even watching the Super Bowl. So I always believe things happen for a reason, and it only makes our Lions football team stronger, and it goes to show you it doesn't matter what it is. But hats off. We were talking beforehand about how Philadelphia puts it together, and you said there's a little bit of voodoo on the back end, and they
Yes,
have
it
different
is.
guys, but what they do is they build the team, and if you look at it realistically, is that what Howie Rosen, the GM, has done, and that Philadelphia Eagles is a lot what we're trying to do. Right?
To
And
a degree.
It's through the draft.
Yeah, well, to a degree. We'll touch on that in the first segment.
But you look at the guys that they've drafted, and how many times did we hear Jalen Carter's name or Cooper DeJean, like stuff like guys in big moments. The Mitchell, these guys play, and when you, I'm happy for Darius Slay. Big fan of his. Shout out to his wife Jen, who makes the greatest jambalaya ever.
He is a good
So
dude.
I know that they'll probably be enjoying that in the victory party. So, my question is, Spenny, I was going to ask you, anything overly idiotic happen in the celebration in Philadelphia, or do we hear anything coming out? Have they made that trash city even trashier, Neil?
Dude, those people, man.
They get to those people.
Look at these animals. Look at them. I don't understand it, man. Like, I don't get it. Like, they literally tore the street lights down, threw them through windows, and the media was like, "Oh, that's just Philadelphia, man. They really love their Eagles."
It's a different place.
Like that just lets you inside. That's that city, man.
Mm-hmm.
I never want to hear Detroit slander ever again as long as Philadelphia exists. I don't. It's a worse city than Detroit. I stand on that. I will stand by that. By far. By far. It is. Detroit, 50 times better city than Philadelphia. Sorry, guys.
To be fair, when the Lions win the Super Bowl, Detroit's going to burn to the ground.
No, we'll be too stunned. We'll just be like, it happened.
Yeah.
And then we'll cry. And then we'll just be kind of standing there. Like, for real. Like, no one's going to do that in Detroit, dude. They're not going to tear the streetlights down. They're not. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Jump into the Woodward Sports chat thread and get your thoughts out there. Tammy Chin, good morning, everybody. Tammy, shout out. I hope your dad's getting better. I know that I saw on social media that things aren't going very well right now, but we're all thinking about you, and hopefully things get better with your dad. But we're all thinking about you all the time, Tammy. So that's for sure. John Effing Lord, R.I.P. Yes, it is a rest in peace Tuesday, by the way. What else we got going on here? Oh, in the chat, Ryan. Y'all stand no chance. We stand on par with the Eagles. Hail to the Commanders. Checks notes. Saw you gave up 55 points to them. That's par? That's on par? You guys are delusional, man. All right, anyway, though, D-Mac. Spenny asked a question. I got a couple of questions later on about this Four Nations thing.
Okay,
Sean
yeah.
was geeking out about it. I'm a little upset by it.
Is everybody geeking out? Are people excited?
I am not. I'm sorry.
I'm not.
Are you? Are you? I go to you. You'll turn it on.
It's not really on my radar. I'll probably tune it in if it's on, but I mean, what days are it? So
I have no clue.
Mondays
Starts tomorrow.
Was taken
Really?
by Raw. Today's by NXT.
Oak Island tomorrow. Tonight's Tuesday, right? Oh yeah.
Watch
sorry.
your blasphemy there, bro. I mean, we are close.
The
We found a new
Laginas.
void. I told you last week in the sand. It's like the sediment. So tune in tonight, 9:00. Anyways, go ahead.
But yeah, it's okay. Spenny, are you hyped for it? You're a big hockey guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hyped to watch Team USA. Hopefully they win.
Okay. That's all right. That's fine.
I'm always here for Team USA, no matter what it is. So excited to see them.
Love it or leave it.
Yeah,
America, love it or leave it. No, I get that. Tammy says, I like Four Nations, but I wish we would have been in the Six Nations and include Germany and Russia. Hey, I don't know if that's political. My guess is it's something that's going on with the political climate or whatever, but I don't know. I don't see what that has to do with them playing hockey. You know what I'm saying? But whatever. Do whatever you guys want.
We'll talk about it. But you know what? So you got Raymond and you got Larkin that are away, right? So I mean, the blessing in disguise, right? You get Edvardson some rest. You get Mo some rest. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the biggest thing. So you know what? It's okay, Germany. You're not there.
Yeah, but again, we'll talk a little bit about it. I guess.
I
do have one thing I want to say about it. There's just one major concern, and I think that it's more of a general concern that for every team. But when we talk about it, I'll get to it.
Okay. Yeah, we will do that. Spenny asked a question. Are we? Is it time? Is it time to mock draft it up? Because Spenny, I want to do this one of two ways. I either want to say, no, we're not ready, or if we're going to go in, I want to do one every week.
I'm going to have to start diving into prospects pretty soon. I know that.
You know what I enjoy? And take this in. I'm not going to vote, but I'm going to give my piece. Spenny does an unbelievable job going into the draft of breaking down different players. Maybe if it's a Spenny radar, hey, check out this guy. He's on my radar. Hey, check out this guy. Maybe not like a mock draft-ish, but guys that might be Detroit Lions in the future, guys that you have your eye on. Maybe we can ease into it a little bit like that. I think it's a little bit aggressive to go full bore here in February.
Yeah.
But there's names out there, right? We've talked about it. You've brought it up.
I have one guy
there
I like
are
already.
mock drafts already out and stuff like that, but I love the way you break down different guys. So maybe we tap into different guys that could be wearing a Lions uniform next year.
Okay.
I have one guy that I've dove into already that I like. Jared Ivey, defensive end out of Ole Miss.
Okay.
Second round stock. He's 6'6", 280. Like he's a Brad Holmes guy, and I've been looking at him, watching a lot of his film. I like his game.
Now, I have a quick question for this, right? Because obviously we're in different waters, and the Myles Garrett thing, and use Myles Garrett as player A, right? Well, we're in the conversation of trading, right? We're in the conversation, not just drafting, but also trading to whatever. So I think that this draft might be, because if you do make a move, you're not going to have high draft picks, but who could some of these guys that could be the meat and potatoes, the grind line-ish, the guys that step up and be an integral part? We just watched Philadelphia, and we had this conversation just at the beginning. Yes, they've added free agents or whatever, but they drafted in the right guys in the right spots for what that team needed. So hopefully, because the odds are, if you go out and you acquire Myles Garrett or whatever, you're not drafting high at all for the next few years.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, this is a great segue here by Theo. I actually should have waited to read it until we went to the break, but whatever. Theo, Brad Holmes guy, you mean often injured? Perfect. All right, Theo, let's cut the shit then and get into it, because Spenny has it for the... Do you blame Brad Holmes for the Lions season ending early? Let's go to the break, and we're going to come back and do it. Theo wants to do it, then let's do it, everybody. Let's just get it out there. Because somebody said, the away fan, we could just cool off on football for a while. That would be a nice change of pace. Well, the away fan, no, we can't do that yet.
No, that's not how it works.
Because we just got to bring it out there now, all right?
Bring it out,
It's post-Super Bowl week, so let's get into it then. You want to blame Brad Holmes? Let's tango. Let's do it, okay? Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Use a promo code Woodward1000. When you sign up, then make your first bet. If you lose your first bet, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet, all the way up to $1,000. Think about that, everybody. Sign up using the promo code Woodward1000. Make your first bet. If that first bet loses all the way up to $1,000, you'll get it back as a free bonus bet. It's Caesars, man. They're one of the OGs in the game. Scan the QR code on the screen. The app is easy to navigate, doesn't glitch out on you. If you're a live bettor, boom, the action. Boom, get those bets in. You know you got a short window to do it. You can do it with Caesar Sportsbook, the official sportsbook of Woodward Sports. Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today. Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
It's the Les Stanford Sign and Drive sale. Get a 2024 Envision for only $239 per month, or try out the 2025 Sierra Crew Cab Elevation for only $249 per month. Don't forget about the 2025 Hummer EV SUV for only $789 per month. Zero security deposit, zero due at signing, zero first payment, zero acquisition fee. Get to Les Stanford today and check out their massive inventory at the Sign and Drive sale. Les Stanford Buick and GMC. LesStanford.com. Together, let's drive.
All right, we're off and running. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network on a Tuesday. Neil Rule, D-Mac, we got Chase in the building, 4KG, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread as well. Jump in there. You want to skip the line? Use the super chat. You can jump up to the top. Emerald Eyes, full mock draft right now. Let's get it. You guys ready? All 7 rounds, every team. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Spenny, you got the East divisions. D-Mac, you got the North divisions. I got the South. You got the West. All right, here we go. Pick number 1. Titans on the clock. Let's go. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Where's it at, Chase? Come on.
Wait, the sound or
Yeah.
the? Oh, my bad. I got you.
Let's go.
I'm trying to find it.
Come on. Let's go. All right. I was kidding. But anyway, all right. Oh, D-Mac, real quick. We have an Oak Island update from Sandy.
Oh.
D-Mac, Oak Island new episode. Tonight they find some remains of an unknown body, which counts as the final death before treasure is found. Have they found a body before?
Well, people have died. But the legend is one more person has to die. So if they find the body and they can add it to be the 7th person, then that means that the treasure's ours, Chase. The treasure is ours. Oh my God! If you've
He's
never
correct.
seen Must See TV,
That's the
it's Oak Island
legend.
tonight.
That's the curse.
You
Like
see
one
that?
more.
Because then that's the way that legends and lores go. So if you can pass it off,
He's
say
not wrong.
whatever. But yes, people have died.
Spenny,
in
are
this
you
excursion.
catching this?
Nope.
Thank you. Oh, so now that they found someone dead, now we'll find the treasure.
No,
Yeah.
because it's the 7th person. Because it adds up to the legend.
Yeah.
And it unlocks every. You seen Goonies, bro?
Let's talk
You've
anime.
Hey, don't act like you
Solo
haven't seen
Leveling's been
Goonies.
really
You
good.
know, when they get in and then they find the ship and stuff like that. Hey, you guys. You know, like you remember all that stuff. It's coming true.
Yeah.
It's real life Goonies, baby. Goonies
right.
never die. Remember that.
Goonies never say die.
Okay, moving
Anyways.
on. Yeah, sorry guys, we got to talk Lions, and there's a couple of angles of this because I have one final Lions-Eagles comparison before we go on our way. But we'll get to that in the next segment. But Spenny put it on here on the sheet. Theo in the chat brought it up. Brad Holmes guy, you mean often injured? Perfect. Spenny asked a question. Do you blame Brad Holmes for the Lions season ending early? Go at it, guys. Tell me, Theo, because he drafted hurt guys or signed hurt guys. Tell me that then. Bottom line, do you blame him? I think it's preposterous, but
It's absolutely preposterous
thank
to
you.
put a friggin' team together and they can't. If you're gonna blame, if we're playing the blame game, ooh, it's got to be Dan Campbell, and he's too hard on these guys early in training camp because he wants them to be ready for the season. No, injuries are part of football. Neil, how can you say that in a league that availability and injuries like 100%? 100%. Everybody gets injured, right? Didn't we not say this is that league? So all you can do is, the one thing, okay, so people want to break it down. Does Brad Holmes draft guys or does he sign guys or take chances on guys that have been injured? Absolutely. It's part of his, thinks he can rehabilitate and stuff like that. But you can only, as a GM, put the team out there the best thing on paper. And on paper, like, did anybody else just like sort of like want to see that Lions Philadelphia both teams healthy? So you never. That's the unfortunate thing about the NFL, right? When it comes down to it, usually both teams in the Super Bowl aren't at their best.
what's your take on it, Spenny?
No.
Okay, thank God.
Yeah, no, you don't blame Brad Holmes. And I see everybody all over the place. Well, they missed on Jalen Carter. They missed on Nolan Smith. They missed on Cooper DeJean. Yeah, well, they got Penei Sewell. They got Aiden Hutchinson. They got Jahmyr Gibbs. They got Brian Branch. They got Kirby Joseph. They like what are we fucking doing here? He can't draft everybody. He can't draft 5 guys in the first round every year.
You only get one pick.
Yeah, like, come on. Jesus Christ. I was one of the biggest Jalen Carter guys on this fucking network. Yeah, I love Jalen Carter. I also love Jahmyr Gibbs. I also love Brian Branch. Like, come on, guys. I understand you're upset. Blaming Brad Holmes is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It's not Brad Holmes' fault. You had 14 defensive players on IR. It's not Brad Holmes' fault. Aiden Hutchinson broke his leg. It's not Brad Holmes' fault. Alex Anzalone broke his arm. Those aren't things that he didn't shoot these guys from his press box. Like, come on. Seriously. Be logical for once.
Okay, then I'll give you this. Full State Farms. Who do you blame then, Neil? Brett? They were injured. They had 23 guys on injured reserve. The Eagles' whole team was out there. That's a difference. Sorry, guys. I know it's complicated. I know football's hard to understand and the formations and the strategy and all of it. They have 23 guys on IR. It is that simple, everyone. Like, what are we doing here? Like, Full State Farms. Who do you blame, Neil? Brad Holmes is not God. He's drafted 3 starters in the trenches in 4 years. He also drafted 3 guys with little impact in day 2, Levi, Pascal, Martin, etc. Go through the Eagles drafts and tell me the same. What are we doing in this town, man? It's very easy. When you boil it all down, 23 dudes on IR. Who was left? Who was left to play defense?
Yeah, I guarantee you, if the Eagles had as many injuries as the Lions, they wouldn't have won the Super Bowl. I guarantee you that.
Let me take off Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me take off Jordan Davis. Let me take out Cooper DeJean. All comparable, right, to what's happened to the Lions.
Oh yeah.
Oh, let's take out Quinny and Mitchell too while we're at it. Let's take away Josh Sweat, the defensive end. Take all those guys away.
Let's lose Baum, who could be either, what do you want, Anzalone? Is he their Anzalone, their Derek Barnes, their whatever like that?
Well, they lost
them
Nakobe
lose that guy too. You know what I'm saying? Like the injuries, if you start Xing out, they're not the same team. They proved it earlier.
Yeah, take all those guys away, all of them. And then let's play the game and see what happens. See what happens with Patrick Mahomes then. But no, they had all those guys. We didn't. It is that simple. It is that simple. That is the difference. So to blame Brad Holmes, that's stupid. That's a stupid take. You're not supposed to use the word stupid. No, that's stupid.
It is stupid.
Flat out stupid. They're out there spending, and it's weird too, right? Like 94% of the people say no, but what I would say these messages are what, about 30-70, 40-60?
It's a loud minority, yeah.
It is. Todd Omar, I blame Jared Goff. 3 to 4 turnovers doesn't make any sense. You wait till divisional play like that for that BS. Well, hey, everybody's Superman, right? Jaden Daniels. What happened when they were at Philly? What happened? Whenever you show me a team, Patrick Mahomes, clearly all you got to do is get pressure on him. If you pressure him, he falls apart, right? We've seen it in 2 Super Bowls. When you lose, you probably turn the football over. That's the way it goes. What? Spenny, somebody help me.
I don't know.
Help me, please.
They're looking for something to
make themselves feel better?
To make themselves feel. They're looking for a scapegoat. There isn't a scapegoat. The Lions choked and their team was injured. That's it. It's not Brad Holmes not drafting the right guys. It's not them not going out because he drafted the right guys. Because he made all-in win-now moves. Trading for Carlton Davis, signing DJ Reader, signing Kevin Zeitler, trading for Zadarius Smith in the season. Those are moves you make when you're trying to win a Super Bowl. Those are what you ask Brad Holmes to do. He didn't sit on his fucking thumbs and wait for this to happen. He went out there and he got pieces to bring and help win the Super Bowl. Unfortunately, his whole team died.
And if you look at it, too, did he not go get the best defensive end that moved at the trade deadline?
He did.
Like, what are we talking about here, D-Mac?
I don't know.
Thank you. But again, like, I need some help here. I need some help. So again, guys, I'll never understand that. I'm salty. Brad did a better job than 99% of the other GMs. Jack Stark, I blame Brad Holmes for giving up the Ortiz Grand Slam in Game 2 of the 2013 ALCS.
That's fair.
I blame Brad Holmes for not guarding Robert Horry in the 2005 finals.
That's fair.
That is true. Crazy Clown. It's hard to be the best out of 32. You almost need a perfect team in a perfect season. Over 20 injuries is not a perfect team in a perfect season. Like, that's it, man. So it's not linear, Neil. No, 23 guys on IR is pretty fucking linear. Like, come on, guys.
It is exactly linear. If those guys were healthy, you beat the Commanders. If those guys were healthy, you fight with the Eagles. Like, what are we fucking talking about?
Alex Cobb, Graham Glasgow, and Decker deserve some credit in that loss, too. Yes,
sure.
They do. Glasgow got destroyed on that fumble play. He was beaten less than 2 seconds off the line. Like, that's it. But I was told all you got to do is pressure Patrick Mahomes and he crumbles. That's what I was told. So that's what happened. Nitty gritty. And D-Mac, people have forgotten this. I guess people forgot how dominant the defense was before Hutch went down. Remember that, D-Mac? When they were a top 5 defense in the NFL through a third of the season. Remember that?
Yeah, absolutely. But that was a long time ago.
Like, that's what it was.
What have you done for me lately, week to week? Who's available? And stuff
Nobody.
Like that.
That's the answer. Nobody was available.
Absolutely. I mean, it's preposterous you're having this conversation.
But
right?
here we are, man.
It's more or less you put guys in the position if they don't execute, You know what I'm saying? More to a loss, because are we saying the season was a bust of what they did? Shouldn't you be praising Brad Holmes because he kept it together and Dan Campbell and the coaching staff was able to find guys? So that tells you have guys in the building that can play at this level and sub in. I mean, it was like, can we not all agree to that game wasn't, nobody played great, right? Nobody played great. We've seen it all year round. Name a guy and said, did they play their potential? The only guy probably Jahmyr Gibbs, right? To that point, Goff wasn't there. You always need Goff. You know what I mean? Like, that's ridiculous. Like, all the GM could do, like, it's like setting your lineup. I mean, like, everybody should know this. You play fantasy football. You set your lineup, and how many times I listen to everybody bitch and moan because this guy didn't do this and this guy didn't do that. Well, it's not his fault. It's your fault, obviously, with this Brad Holmes thinking. You're dumb for taking him, and you're dumb for starting him. Like, come on, give me a break. You put your lineup into the best of your ability, hoping execution's going to happen, and sometimes it doesn't. In the biggest times, right? Like, how many people are still butthurt they lost their fantasy league finals?
A lot of them are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Woodward Sports chat thread, Full State Farms. Brad Holmes is a god, Neil. He never misses. Oh, like when Howie Roseman took Jalen Reagor right in front of Justin Jefferson? Like that? He never misses like that, right? Like that's such a... it's stupid. Again, it's stupid.
It is.
Line up the last 3 drafts. Who's gotten more starters, man? That is not linear, like, at all. Yeah, he is a draft god. I'll put up the resume against anybody over the drafts he's been in charge of. Line them up. Let's do it anytime you want to do it. We'll sit there and we'll break down the tape. All right? And I got another Howie Roseman move when we come back. Because since we're talking about the Eagles and the Lions, one last time. We're doing it one last time. And then we are moving on. We're closing the book on it. But I got another thing with Howie Roseman that they did. That I was listening to my salary cap podcast today. And it's preposterous what they did. Preposterous.
You told me something before the show that I thought was like, oh my God, as a Lions fan or as somebody in the NFC, you're like, really?
It was preposterous.
Really?
And you won't hear that. You'll probably hear this on the flagship in the afternoon shows after we talk about it here. But you haven't heard about this yet. But we are going to discuss it. Tell them about Jars.
Absolutely. Skiers and snowboarders, get ready to send it on a 14-foot drop-in ramp with 3 custom features at the brand new Jars Utica location parking lot. Saturday, February 22nd, 1 to 5 p.m. Jam-style competition judged by 3 guest pros. $8,000 in cash prizes up for grabs. Are you in to register? Go to jarscannabis.com/Jars Rail Jam to sign up for it. Open to skiers and snowboarders 21 plus. Limited to 50 participants. Lock in your spot today. Myself and Stick will be broadcasting live. Specialty Woodward Sports broadcast. Spectators are also welcome. The event is free to attend with free food with Jars purchases, live DJs, and giveaways. Also, the Darren McCarty brand will be on hand. So remember, February 22nd, 1 to 5. Drop into Jars and cash out.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
I think you won.
David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for Woodward Merch. That's right, shop.woodwardsports.com. Get ready for opening day. We got the Tigers lineup for you. Red Wings, Pistons, playoff push. Yes, the playoff push. You can go to shop.woodwardsports today and get in on the action. The very best in Detroit sports wearables. All right, we're keeping it pushing here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, Chase is in the sound booth. And, of course, Spencer Raxter as well. And Richard says, that's why Dan Campbell deserves Coach of the Year, because he won 15 games with no defense, but they snubbed him. Whatever. I'm sure Dan Campbell cares the least out of anybody in this room about that. But, all right, here's the other thing that I want to talk about. Since we're talking about Brad Holmes, Jonesy, wait, how is it Brad Holmes' fault? I was told Ben Johnson purposely threw the game. That's true, too.
That is true.
I'll say this, D-Mac. Do you remember when we talked about Jalen Hurts? You and I have been working together on and off in sports radio for over a decade. We've been, year 3, year 4 of our show together here. Mm-hmm. You remember what Jalen Hurts, the draft saga?
Oh, absolutely. I remember having conversations with, we go back and forth, not sold, until you said sold on. There was a time a couple years ago, right, where it was like, yeah, no, he's the guy. I remember you sort of saying that and watching him, and he's come around to me where I said, all these knocks and whatever else. What did he do? Like, the thing with Jalen Hurts, and you know who he reminds me of, any of you wrestling fans out there, is Montez Ford. The Street Profits, right? Just smooth character. It's just like we've seen in the past, is that he's such a cool customer under pressure. Everybody else panicking around him. That's what it makes work. What I think is the true leadership, and I think it's more leadership in the Goff sort of way. Except what were the biggest plays that Hurts did the other day, right? When he needed to, was with his legs, without panicking.
Dropped a couple throws in a breadbasket,
well,
too.
Well, those two, yeah. Right? To the fact is, to your point of the development of the quarterback, throwing the ball and stuff like this, but the command of his offense, and it's just like, to me, I think the maturation and what Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie, the ownership, whatever like that, when they hitched their wagon to him a few years ago, that maybe we didn't see it as much, but at the end of the day, you saw it on Sunday in the Super Bowl, or the big game, whatever it is. But here's the whole thing. It wasn't without a lot of rough times. Like, I thought Nick Sirianni, right? Like, he's done, to me, maybe some of the most maturing, but around him. But that team's come together like our Lions team has come together. And you watch it, and it's been through, different hard times and different individuals, right? So, to me, the bottom line, Neil, what solidified the other night isn't the talent, dropping it in the bucket, controlling the offense, making the right plays and the right decisions, right? It's really stepping up and outplaying Patrick Mahomes and short of Mahomes' spotlight. Was the fact is that, you called it a couple years ago, the Philadelphia Eagles. I think you might have called it when they hitched their wagon to him, right? And because I think I said to you back then, is like, why are you giving this guy all this money, or why are you, is he that guy? And you were like along the same lines, right? As the two guys, Anthony Richardson and who else?
Will Levis.
And Will Levis. Just the same way. It's like, I don't see it. To Jalen Hurts, I finally do. And it took a minute.
Yeah.
He didn't come onto the scene and steal it right away. He developed and he emerged. And, the one thing is that, like, when I think of Jalen Hurts, I think cool. He's just
which
he's
he
cool.
is, yeah.
He's like cucumber cool.
Yeah, and it's not like because I didn't want it to turn into this real cream of it. Yeah, I would have picked Hurts over DeAndre Swift. The DeAndre Swift pick was so dumb. Well, hey, good thing you went and got a good GM, except according to some of you in the chat. But anyway, that's not the point of the story. Isn't to say, hey, I saw this on Jalen Hurts, because my comment on it was, man, they should have tried to find a way to get up in the first round to take him, so you would have got a 5th year on the rookie contract. for a quarterback. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But that was how we got into the discussion because they had to sign him because he only had a 4-year deal because he was a second-year pick. But here's the thing that Howie Roseman did and the Eagles organization did. They literally went all in on Jalen Hurts. The reason this thing works for Philadelphia, so next year, Jalen Hurts has a $22 million cap hit. That's it, $22 million. The reason that it works, they signed him to a 5-year, $255 million contract. But the reason it's working, they tacked on 4 void years at the end. They'll be paying this contract in terms of their cap hit through the time he's 34 years old, through 2032. Now, yes, he can be extended and things can be restructured. I understand that. But I'm looking at the fact they went all in on Jalen Hurts. And Spenny, if we were Woodward, Philadelphia, not only would I not be working here anymore because I would have left that trash city a long time ago, but if I were, and this were Woodward, Philadelphia, and we did a show at that time and said, here's the deal. We're going to put the entire fortunes of this team that we have, this franchise, and we're putting it on Jalen Hurts, and if it doesn't work, we're effed. And we put that on a chat poll. What would the people have said?
90% no.
90% no. But Howie Roseman did that.
Put his nuts on the table.
100%. And hitched his wagons to the guy, and he rolled a 7, and they won. And they won the Super Bowl on it. And we, in this town, we would have went crazy. Mm-hmm. We would have went crazy. And you can be on whatever
what are you
side.
talking about? We did go crazy when we paid our guy. What's our guy make?
Yeah. Well, Jared Goff. I'm glad you asked that, T-Mac. That's a great segue.
You want to talk about it?
Yeah.
Is like that's the same thing. Is that I know I can feel Lions fans thinking right now, going, "Well, at least their gamble paid off. Look at our gamble."
Yeah. But the Lions had a different theory on the way they went about it with Goff.
100%.
And a lot of other owners and a lot of other ownership groups have different theories with the way, because I listened to the podcast about how the Eagles were constructed, and they do option bonuses that are guaranteed but not guaranteed, that are tied to roster appearances, stuff like that. So like Hurts has a roster bonus that if he's on the roster next season, it kicks in and he gets paid. Now it's softly guaranteed, but when the league new year, I forget what day it is. I think it's right before the season starts. That's his roster bonus when it kicks in. Now, obviously, he's going to be on the team. He's a Super Bowl MVP. But then that's how his money is paid out. And that roster bonus he gets is spread out over the entire length of the contract.
You know what brings it up, right? Where the very interesting thing to me is the way that his deal's structured to void years to be able to spend that cap money and stretch it out. Is this something that we as Lions fans are going to look to Brad Holmes to do when he signs Aiden Hutchinson, Kirby Joseph, some of our other guys, or is this strictly to huge contracts or quarterbacks or better players? But this is something as you try to, isn't this the one conversation, or now that we're in the offseason, the football's done, is thinking about, who's going to be back, how are you going to keep your main guys together? Because aren't we coming up to a point where guys are going to need to get paid? So is this something that we could look into? Is that if you hear, and I'm going to use Aiden Hutchinson for an example, because he's going to be getting a new big contract, right?
Yes.
And I know that he's a first rounder, so it might be different. But the fact is that if you pay, give me a number, Neil, is like just right now, what would be a ballpark number about what Aiden Hutchinson's new deal would be?
30-ish.
30 a year,
Yeah.
right? For what, 4 years, 5 years?
5 years, yeah.
5, right? So in saying that, would this be something that it would be 5-year deal, but it'd be salary cap burden to 9 years, so it drags it out to like $12 million a year? Is that, like, am I reading this correctly in the fact how the salary cap and great GMs of the salary cap figure out to maneuver the money, but also pay your guys?
It's not just GM based; it's ownership based. Another thing too that I was going to bring up is what the Eagles do a lot. I don't know how many times this has come into play, but I was reading a story about it. They take out insurance policies on their contracts, and they're through the NFL's like insurance vendors. And essentially, what it does, if your guy gets hurt, you get paid back money, but also you get cap relief when you take out these policies.
So, dude, it's just like any. It's like anything else. Health insurance, car insurance,
Correct.
whatever.
That's exactly
like
what
that.
it is. And
You have to have it.
Eagles ownership, they don't give an F, man. Like, they are all the way in. They've insured the most contracts. So if their guys get hurt, they get the most cap relief. Oddly enough, Jared Goff's one of the few contracts that aren't insured in the NFL. One of the few high-profile. The Dolphins insured Tua.
Of course.
Yeah, there were some other ones as well.
How many guys would say, like, how many guys on that Philly roster?
I don't know the exact number.
Is it just certain guys for the big, like, Hurts?
The big deals. Yeah, the big
Right.
deals. But the
I
Lions,
also-
oddly
you
enough,
know-
they're one of the few teams that don't. And
Dude,
that's
you
one
know
of the
what
things.
was
And those policies are expensive, obviously. They're $6-7 million insurance
Oh,
policies.
100%.
The premium is. Like, they're expensive. And that just falls into line. That's another one of those little gaps that the Eagles play.
You know what it's like? It's like checking out an electronics or an appliance or do you want the warranty? Right? That's what it is. They're paying for the warranty on these contracts.
No, that's it exactly. So, you know, it's just for me. And I don't want to say that Lions ownership won't do what it takes. I'm not, because they did the Goff contract, they did the St. Brown contract, they did the Sewell contract. All that money, they cut those guarantee checks on the spot. Like that, what was it, a day before the draft or 2 days before the draft, what they did Amon-Ra and Sewell, and then they did Goff like a week later or something like that.
Yep.
They were all within like a month.
All very close.
They wrote $350 million in checks to escrow like that week. Ownership did. Like, take
So
out of their account.
If you have a feeling right now, right? Like, and I mean, this is to the chat people too. Is if we're having this conversation about the Lions owner, is Sheila Ford Hemp more Tom Gores, owner of the Pistons, or Chris Ilitch, owner of the Wings and Tigers? To me, she's more Tom Gores. If this is what it takes to win, she's not going to let money, I do not think, get in the way of what Brad Holmes wants to do. Like, I think she's more Tom Gores. So if it came down to it, and it's not about guaranteeing, but it's about paying that money. And in the past, like you said, isn't that the crack, Neil? The fact that, have you done it before? Are you willing to do it before? And she didn't just write one. She wrote a couple. She wrote like 3.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she ain't afraid to use that pen. What do we need, boys? What do we need?
But again, it's one of those things, right? Like, if all, and I would imagine, because here's how the Lions organization operates, how they've operated so far. I told you that the Jalen Hurts contract goes through, it's a 5-year deal, but it goes over it goes through 2032, the cap hits do. Now, Goff's deal can be reconstructed, obviously, and it's probably already written in that it probably will happen if they need to do it along the line, and they can kick it down the road for a couple years with Goff. And yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, no, I was just gonna say Jonesy actually might have nailed it. She's more Mike Ilitch.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as, like, she wants a winner as bad as we do, I believe, right? So like, just because you have an owner that will spend or wants to spend, you still got to spend smart. I don't think we're there yet, but we're coming there, because now we have what? We have guys that we've drafted and young, talented guys that are going to get second contracts here. It's been proven in the past, and now you got more coming. Right?
And this spins in to a Myles Garrett discussion that we're going to have in a couple seconds, Benny, because we got to talk about this. We got to talk this thing through. Rando Smith, we better see more of Hooker in the preseason, and if he can't cut it, we need to draft someone to take over for Goff. He is one hit from maybe being done. Rando,
What?
every player in this league is one hit from being done.
Yeah, what? Based on his extensive history of injuries? Like, what do you...
Welcome, Spenny. Welcome.
That's...
Welcome.
Welcome. All right, let's reset, because I want to get your guys' reaction to that. For real. I know it's deep. And I could see people's eyes rolling into the back of their heads when I was talking about it. But I do want to discuss it. Tell them about Lady Jane's.
Absolutely. Why don't you walk into any Lady Jane's? Because why? They take the chore to getting a haircut. Yes, all the talented stylists. You can go in there, hot leather neck shave, scalp massage, Spenny, spectacular, whatever you need, because Lady Jane's is a place to be. You can walk in anytime. It's open 7 days a week. Lady Jane's. It's wicked awesome.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights. Live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Neil Rule here for FeldmanAuto.com. There's 19 Feldman Automotive dealerships in and around the Metro Detroit area, including Michigan's only Ineos Grandier dealership as well. It makes some pretty dope SUVs. But hey, Feldman Chevrolet in Novi, we were out there yesterday. Shout out to them. Got my tires rotated while I was out there, as a matter of fact. Service departments are elite. And they are number one Chevrolet dealer in Michigan, but what if you want a Ford? What if you want a Kia? There's a Feldman Kia dealership, whatever kind of car you want. Go to FeldmanAuto.com. That's the play. You can start the car buying process online if you so choose. Take a look at financing options. All of it is right there for you. FeldmanAuto.com. They've been in the game here in Detroit since 1996. They are deeply rooted in this community and the very best at what they do. Go to FeldmanAuto.com. All right, we're keeping it pushing, everybody. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty. And, of course, we have KG ready to step back in the building. He was out. He's big time. He's got meetings and stuff like that. So, you know, we're going to go to the bullpen. Spencer Raxter's here. Hello. Jonesy, Sirianni, I hate him, and Dan Campbell are the only 2 coaches left from that coaching cycle. Chuck Brewer, anything short of 17-0 and 3-0 in the playoffs, and this fan base will demand everybody fire. It's such a pathetic fan base at times. Larry Roberts, do you have any free agents you'd like the Lions to sign, or is it too early to ask? No, we're going to get there to that. Rando, Neil knows how contracts work. No, I don't. I go learn about them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see what the Eagles are doing. I'm thinking to myself, you know, how can they continue to get away with this? You know, So that's kind of what I look like. But yeah. Lunchbox Hooligans. Neil, people forget Brad had to move off Christian Jones, Desmond Trufant, Justin Coleman, Jesse James, Chase Daniel, Danny Shelton a few weeks into September. Linebacker Jamie Collins. No, they don't when I'm on it, because you'll never forget that. Because I had a guy on social media tell me that basically said, this is year 5, where's the Super Bowl? And I said kind of the same thing, like, okay, so year 1 in your world, like you walk into a job, and in a salary cap league, you have Jamie Collins, Trey Flowers, and Jelani Tavai accounting for $23 million of your cap, and they're not playing.
Right.
Like, they're gone. They're not playing for you. And that's on you? Nah, dog. So. No. Like, no. That's no. Absolutely not. Gold D, calling Philly a trash city while Detroit is nasty work. Calm down. You already embarrassed yourself with the Patrick Mahomes MJ comparisons. Patrick Mahomes' worst season ever is still overtime of the AFC Championship game. That's number 1. And Gold D, yes, Philly is a trash city. Been there a couple of times, man. So let's talk about it if you want to talk about it. We showed you the clips. No, that's nasty work. What those fans did, that's nasty work. But yeah. Also in the Woodward Sports chat thread, Wish Upon in the chat. Hurts rode the Saquon Barkley bus all season. Let's be real. Hurts is mediocre.
He showed up when it mattered. I know that.
He's a Super Bowl MVP, man.
Exactly.
Dude, that's so funny.
He showed up when it mattered.
That's so funny.
No doubt. Yeah. So again, D-Mac, like it's just my question is, organizationally, are they going to pull out all the stops, like all the stops?
Lions?
Yeah.
I believe that. It's self-awareness. Do they know they're in their window?
Yes.
Do you think that again, this is an overnight success. This is built 4 years. I'm just standing in the back earlier today and looking at on the wall in the back, Spenny. You remember the first Lions win here was back in 2020. And then we went a long time with a few in 21 and 22. Like, this is all part of the process. You know, one of the biggest things, too, I don't know if anybody brought it up or whatever, but us not winning and this happened, but Chris Spielman still being up there in the front office. So this is all part of the big picture Sheila plan. I think Sheila's the backbone. I think, me personally, that Brad and Dan have to calm Sheila down in some of these meetings to say, no, all in due time. We don't need it. You need the money now. You need the money now. Do we need to sign it?
I believe
they're going to do it. I trust these guys. Right, to this thing for whatever else, because it's the plan. So this is like a 4-year plan, a 5, like this is in motion right in the middle of it. I trust where they've gone. I can see why they came up short, but it's not through amassing the right people in this room, right? The right people in this room just weren't healthy at the right time. And again, like, I don't know, if it doesn't happen for Myles Garrett, it's because we'll find out, right? We'll find out. But you got to believe you're right in the middle of those talks. And it's not, you're not stepping away because of money, because of whatever else. It might be because of your game plan that you don't want to give up 3 first-rounders or something that some other team desperately is willing to do. You got to remember, you're still in your plan.
Yeah. There's different ways to build a team. And D-Mac,
do you worry?
You shouldn't.
Are you susceptible? Are you like when we talk about the Tigers, right? We don't talk about Scott Harris or AJ Hinch. We talk about Chris Ilitch. Chris Ilitch is the problem, right? When we talk about the Pistons, what do we say about the Pistons?
Tom Gore's to write a check to be a champion right now.
Right, and then Spenny's boy Trajan Langdon, right? Pretty much like he's got a finger on the pulse of this team, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So then where else? Red Wings. And it's been a
Cap
struggle.
League, Steve Eiserman's running it.
Hashtag
I like where
watching
they're
playing
at.
1919, right? Didn't see the bumps in the road. Didn't see blowing
Ownership
a tire.
doesn't matter in hockey. Well, Terry Foster, I guess it does.
What's
It's
that?
a Terry Foster story about the Stamkos deal was done.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So again,
they wanted one more year, and ownership said no.
What name comes to mind to the Terry Foster? Ownership, right? Do you feel that way? So you could say Tigers and Wings, maybe ownership get in the way. Pistons, no. Lions? Do you think Sheila's getting in the way?
No, definitely not.
What do you think about it, Spenny?
No.
Like, so you do.
I think
you have. So tell me what are you afraid of? Like, what are your apprehensions then?
It's things. It's little things, right? Like the insurance angle. Those are expensive. You insure 4 policies. That's $30 million.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That you hopefully don't get back. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Right.
Are you willing to do everything?
So what would that mean though if they did insure them? The fact that
you're saying people get hurt, you would get cap relief.
Are you? So I'm just taking it back. You're saying spend that money so you get the cap relief.
Yeah, like it doesn't.
You're saying
matter
because the you need that. Why aren't we going for the discounts and all these other bets? Maybe that's the next play.
Yeah, it's just, are you literally doing everything? Because that's everything, right? Like that's a sunk cost. Now that's insurance, right? Like that doesn't include going to get somebody or trading somebody or doing that. I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles. They went all in on Jalen Hurts, which we unilaterally in this room and probably in that chat thread, if it were us doing it, would have rioted like Philadelphia fans do.
They probably weren't on board at first either.
But they did it and it worked.
Yeah.
They did it and it worked. They went all the way in on it. If they didn't, and in the end too, with the way the Eagles have this all set up, they're going to be the Saints. Like if you want to know what the Eagles will be in about 5 years when Hurts kind of gets on the backside, go look at the Saints now. And I think even this year, Spenny, Lattimore, Michael Thomas. And they're one other big name that they kind of jettisoned out of there.
Jordan.
I can't. It was one other big name. Are literally like $60 million of their dead cap now. $60 million of their cap because they're the example of the other side.
Yeah,
they went all in, and you guys remember Michael Thomas? Remember in your fantasy drafts?
Right.
He was taken right up near the top.
And
they went all in on him, and they busted. They didn't do it, and now they're in. But the cap's not real, right? And Philadelphia is working their way around it for now, and we don't care, right? Like even me, like cap room draft capital guy. Now is the time.
Yeah.
Now is the time.
Yeah, Neil. Who cares if you're a Philly fan? You got the trophy.
Bingo.
Isn't it where
100%.
Isn't it about the trophy? Then you move from there.
100%.
And when you have somebody so good at drafting, you're never really out of it. So that's why I encourage, them to go out there and do it. But it's just about what is Brad Holmes' line, because I agree with what you said, D-Mac. I don't think Sheila's holding up anything. I think she's willing to spend any dollar amount if Brad and Dan trust what they're doing. It's just about what Brad is willing to lose.
And that's the key. That's what we're going to get into next.
Yeah.
We're gonna drill down on this because I think Spenny has some concerns to something about it. We're talking here.
Yeah.
All right.
I
We're
have
talking
a concern. Hey, just one.
Doughboy Steve, Goff finished in the top 5 for the MVP, threw for almost 5,000 yards and led the league in scoring. GTF over yourselves. No, I mean Doughboy Steve, and that's multiple years of this now. But some people want to act like that never happened. Ryan, even Neil says, let's go all in now. To a point. That's what we're going to get to next.
Right.
Okay, everybody? That's what we're going to get to next. Planet Fitness. We're live at Planet Fitness Studios here at Woodward Sports. I was just there a couple hours ago. Had to get a run in for Chase's 313 Run Club. I'm not an animal. I don't run outside. Okay? So I'm in the Planet Fitness. Chase, you're cut different than I am. I admit it. But anyway, there's tons of treadmills. So I can do runs for the 313 Run Club. And it's fine because there's an army of treadmills. There's tons of weights. If you're Spencer Raxter and you're lifting heavy things up and then putting them back down, you can do that. Stretch zones, 30-minute circuits if you're pressed for time. When you're done with it all, clean facilities to go take a shower, clean locker room, all of it to go on about your day. Guys, your life will take a step for the better. I'm telling you this. Get a membership at your local Planet Fitness, $24.99 a month for the Black Card, and make it work for you. No matter where you are in Detroit, there's over 50 Metro Detroit locations. Commit to it, guys, and you'll get the results. Ray Lewis said it best. The only thing that follows hard work is results. That's it. It happens all the time, guys. I'm walking proof of it. PlanetFitness.com. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights. They weigh the same. Planet Fitness.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Big injuries, big news. Twice a week, Dr. Jeff Pierce from Michigan Sports and Spine joins Woodward Sports Network for the Injury Insider Report. Big D Energy Tuesdays at noon, and Ermanni and Edwards with Maz Thursdays at 3:30. Get expert analysis and in-depth breakdowns on the latest sports injuries from the man trusted by top athletes in the community, like D-Mac. Whether it's the Lions, Pistons, Tigers, or Red Wings, Dr. Pierce talks us through it all. Don't miss the Injury Insider Report with Dr. Jeff Pierce, your go-to source for understanding the impact of injuries on the games and players we love. Only on Woodward Sports Network. Scan the QR code on the screen or go to MichiganSportsandSpine.com to see if Dr. Jeff Pierce can help you.
Yo, skiers and snowboarders, get ready to send it on a 14-foot drop-in ramp with 3 custom features at the brand-new Jars Utica location parking lot, Saturday, February 22nd, 1 to 5 p.m. Jam-style competition, judged by 3 guest pro judges, $8,000 in cash and prizes. Register JarsCannabis.com/JarsReal. Got to be 21 and older. Participate. Top 50, only 50 participants available. Lock in your spot today. Myself and Stick from Woodward Sports Network doing a special broadcast from 2 to 4, and of course the Darren McCarty brand cannabis will be in full effect. Spectators are also welcome. The event is totally free, and if you buy some stuff, you get some free food, live DJs, giveaways, everything else. Sounds like a good time. Spenny, you gonna be there?
I don't know. We're Monster Jams then.
If he can, he will be
it
there
is
just
Monster
down
Jam,
the road.
forgot.
But I'll be there. Stick and I'll be there. So see you, Jars, Saturday, February 22nd. Drop in, cash out with Jars.
All right, keeping it pushing. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase kicking it in the Chase Lounge, hour number 2 of the show. Jump into that Woodward Sports chat thread. If you want to skip the line, use a super chat. We'll get to you right away. Alan W., one advantage the Eagles have over us is their D-line, other than Huff, is homegrown, drafted, and all on rookie deals. Jason in Brooklyn said, I agree, go all in, stack our D-line. Is our D-line stacked or no?
I mean, you're going to have to do so. You got a couple free agents dealing with, or looking at, Levi, Pat O'Connor, John Kaminsky. Depth pieces is what you're missing, but you've got all the main components there.
Right.
Do people realize,
minus Marcus Davenport, of course.
Do people realize we have never seen Aiden Hutchinson and Zadarius Smith play together?
That's true.
We have never seen that.
We haven't.
And Aleem McNeil was playing at an all-pro level before he got hurt. Now I'm concerned about the injury as much as the next guy. But,
one of the better interior D linemen in the league. So,
okay. So that sounds pretty stacked to me, does it not? Is that stacked, Spenny, or no? Zadarius Smith and Hutch on the edges, Aleem McNeil in the middle with DJ Reader?
Yeah.
It's pretty damn good. I don't know about stacked, but pretty damn good, though. It's right up there.
I mean, what do we...
Myles Garrett would be stacked,
No doubt. No doubt. Nick Hedigan, the only thing that follows hard work is a bloody white tux. Ray Lewis, probably. Now, come on, Nick.
We not doing that. Y'all, he did the shit. But we not doing that, though. He did that shit.
He did?
Yeah.
Okay. Jonesy, am I in the minority that I'd rather have Max Crosby than Myles Garrett? Can we stop with the Max Crosby stuff, Spenny? Can we?
Yeah.
They just hired a new coach. You think Pete Carroll's going to walk in here as a Vegas Raiders coach and go, let me see, the first thing I'm going to do, hey, let's get rid of Max Crosby because that's going to help me.
Right. Yeah, he's not doing that.
Can we work backwards on stuff from time to time around here? Please? Can we please? Tabitha Gable, because Crosby's not happening. Thank you, Tabitha. That is correct.
Shout out, Tabby.
Dad went to the store a week ago, and he hasn't come back yet, guys. Stop sitting there by the window. Get on with your life. All right? Jake, does Z have a contract left, or is he in a free agent year? Yes, he's got one more year left on his deal. But, yeah. So I guess, we've been talking about this. What do you want to see the Lions do? And the deal is this. We've been talking about it this morning. The Eagles bet everything they have on Jalen Hurts at a time when we laughed at it. And who got the last laugh? They did. And there's some tools they use to go about doing it. They use, option bonuses and roster bonuses to kind of kick the can down the line. They take those bonuses, they extend them out onto void years. Jalen Hurts under contract till 2032 from a cap perspective. They're paying him till 2032 on their cap. We see the New Orleans Saints. They're $80 million over the cap. Michael Thomas and Marcus Lattimore are like $30 million of their cap. They're not there anymore. They haven't been there for a while. So it's just what it comes down to is this Myles Garrett situation. And I'll keep it 100 with everybody. I'll stay the same. The Browns have said we're not trading him, which is probably a negotiation tactic by the Browns. Because I would say that too. Because in the end, if he says, I want to be traded, and I won't show up if you don't trade me, and you're the Browns, and you have Deshaun Watson on your books, what are you going to do for real? They need to blow it up and just restart. But with that being said, D-Mac, here's what it comes into play. We're talking about Brad Holmes now, not the organization. And this is going to be up to Myles Garrett. I don't know what's in Myles Garrett's mind. But at the same time, I would imagine that part of my trade stuff is, and only trade me to somebody where I'm getting another deal. He's got 2 years left on his contract. I believe there's no guaranteed money on that contract, which is an insane world to live in, where Myles Garrett doesn't have guaranteed money left on his contract.
So that makes him more appealing to a suitor, correct?
I think it makes it more difficult because you have to pay the draft capital and you have to pay the cap space. You got to pay the contract. You know, it's a double whammy. And that's why I think.
So is that the deterrent? And then is that why you don't think that if he is traded, that he won't
go for what you think he's going to go for?
You think he would?
I do think that, Spenny, for real.
No, so I guess the question is sitting right here, going around the room. Would you trade him and then would you re-sign him?
Yes.
Because that's like so not only it's a triple dip then, right? It's a triple dip that you have the contract to the salary cap, whatever, but also he's going to want to be re-signed. So do you have? Is this your what is Myles Garrett, $20 million player?
His cap hits are cheap in the next 2 years.
Yeah, and none of it's guaranteed.
I mean, is this something too that also the player? I mean, obviously, the team, if he doesn't, he can request a trade, not show up. That's his power to whatever. But if the team's going to trade him to somebody that he doesn't want they don't have to trade him to where he wants to go or to a contender or whatever like that. It just might be in the Browns' best interest because that's where the best deal is, correct?
Right.
I think this goes on. This is one of these things.
And that's what I'm driving at. I don't think you're going to get any resolution on this for a while.
This is such a different situation because there's no
the summer.
What's the red flag that this has to be done? There's no deadline.
There's no deadline. There's 205 days till football. People don't make deals. Deadlines make deals.
You would think by the draft or like before the draft they might want to get a deal in place.
And is this not true though? Do you not like how? Don't get upset that we can't make a deal because it sounds like the Browns aren't doing anything with anybody.
Correct.
Is this more of if it plays out that this could be a draft day thing? Or no, this doesn't happen.
I think they will want to get it done before because you want as much ammunition, instant gratification as you can get. And I think they're trying to load up for this specific draft because there's more talent in this draft, at least from a defensive standpoint.
I think that the Browns know that they're done. As long as Deshaun Watson is there, they're dead. And it's like a $90 million cap hit to move on from him. For some reason, they restructured his deal last year, which I thought was the dumbest thing ever.
True. But you
knew
can't
how
just
this was
go into the
end.
draft and mail it in, though. Like if you're trying to rebuild this thing, you have to draft quality players.
Right.
And have good draft
I understand
position.
that, but if I'm the Browns, I'm thinking, when am I going to get the most draft capital? When do I get the most?
Yeah. You mean like what year?
Yeah, that's what I'm leaning towards. What can I get the most draft capital? So I guess, Spenny, it comes back to that, right? Where I don't think we realize there are two prices you have to pay for this. There's the draft capital cost and the contract cost. Like Spenny, you can't miss, man.
Yeah.
If you do this, you can't miss.
Nope. It's a swing for the fences move.
Like for real. I want people to understand.
The only way you would miss is if he has a injury that really affects him. That's the only way you really miss.
Speaking of that, we're going to talk to Dr. Pierce coming up around 12:30 about Myles Garrett's ankles and feet issues that he had in the past. So I'm bringing it full circle.
Right, and again, because it's brought up in the chat thread about this is this a deep defensive line draft? Is this somebody that where Neil in your position is like, do you make this trade and add it up, or can you go, or is there a guy there that you can get on the old proverbial rookie deal? That's what you always like, right? Is there somebody, or are you making yourself that much better? I think that what we're forgetting is you brought it up earlier. We have Aiden Hutchinson and Zaire Hunter that haven't played together either. So that's going to be a new look. And Aleem coming back. I mean, like that whole, and Reader and all those fronts to whatever else. And if they're going to keep Kaminsky or, whatever like that. So, I mean, that's more the question, right? Do we need to make that? Do we need to do this, or is there somebody out there, or do we, So, again, it comes down to Brad Holmes.
And
I
that's where
believe that if the deal is to be done, that if they should agree with, they'll make the deal. And I don't think anybody's going to get in the way of that. I just don't know if they have as much as what Cleveland's going to want because there's no deadline. Like, we're just speculating now because deadlines, like you said, make deals, and there is no deadline.
Let me see here. He gets his 2025 option bonus the 5th league day of 2025. So when the June 1st, right? That's the league new year, I believe. It's June 1st.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, the 5th league day of 2025. So his option bonus vest, which is his salary, $18.5 million, on the 5th league day. So what's that? June 6th.
Mm-hmm.
So
my birthday. Shut up.
Yeah. So. That could
so
be the day of the movement.
So they want to get him out the door before then, essentially. So they don't have
But
to
I don't think a team, like, if I'm going to trade for him, you know what I'm saying? Like, I probably want the league new year to start so I can take it on, maybe restructure. Like, but he's going to want a contract.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know what I mean? Like,
but it's not anything you have to do right. Well, it might be. It depends on what he wants.
It depends on what he wants to do. Like, there's a ton of moving parts to this. So I just want everybody to get comfortable because it's not happening for a minute here.
Just don't get too comfortable.
Yep. So it's not going to happen for a minute. All right, when we come back, we got some Red Wing stuff we got to get into. You guys want to put some people in some coffins or what?
Why not?
We're going to do that as well. Rest in Peace Tuesday when we come back. Take it to the streets. Tell them about Mark White.
Mark White, if you're looking to buy or sell your home, Mark White will be your first choice. He can save up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Visit them online at markwhitesells.com or call them at 248-290-8242. Mark White will put you in your dream home.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app online or in club and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Back out of here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase hanging in the Chase Lounge as well. And all of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, jump into there, get your thoughts out there. And we're talking about right now, we were talking about the theory, like the Lions theory and where they're going to go and all that stuff. And it was spirited. And I talked about little angles that the Eagles are using to kind of be where they're at and all of it. So, hey, it is a Rest in Peace Tuesday. It is time to put people in the coffin.
Damn.
I got a good one.
Lost a good one today, didn't we, KG?
I got a good one.
Yeah, we did.
We lost some good ones today.
We did, man.
Spencer Raxter, you ready to lead off?
Yeah, I'll go first.
All right, here it is. Spencer Raxter.
All right, my rest in peace, my RIP is to Travis Kelce as a difference maker in the NFL. He's cooked. Travis is done for. It's not happening anymore. Taylor Swift got his mind up. No, I'm just kidding. But he's old, man. He's old. It's just what happens. And he might even retire after this year, but he is not going to be a difference maker in the league anymore.
Spenny. The corporate machine transformed him. When did he get all that hair?
Yeah.
like he got it within the last 2 weeks.
Oh, for sure.
Like the corporate machine got a hold of him and turned him into a corporate entity overnight.
Yeah.
We all should have known it was over at that moment. When he popped up with that hair, we should have known. That's on us, and we didn't recognize it. We're the ones, man. No, that's a good call, though. It's a wrap for him.
What did he say?
Travis Kelce being a difference maker. I wonder.
I'm in agreement.
D-Mac, here's a Kelce question for you that you can probably ask. No, you probably can't because you're built differently.
I'll try to.
You'll try to ask. All right. Here's the deal. The Saints need to clear $71.5 million in cap space to meet the 2025 salary cap. By the way, the cap's not real. Here's the deal, D-Mac, and this is along the lines of the Travis Kelce thing, because I was thinking about this on the treadmill at Planet Fitness. Should he retire? And that's a question only a player can answer, right? Because he has all the money he would ever need. With that podcast deal spending, are they getting like $100 million from Spotify or wherever they're getting that money from? Like, he has all the money he could ever need. I guess it's going to come down to it. Does he want the lifestyle and traveling with the guys and the practice? You know what all the stuff that I love about it.
From a guy wears different hats and during when he played, like, focused somewhere else, I think he's had one foot out.
Yeah, he already
what
contemplated
else do you have to play
retirement.
For? He doesn't have to play for his championships. I mean, to me, it's sort of running it out and everything else. I mean, this is a little bit different situation than anything else. He's only got the biggest pop star in the world. You know, they got to be going to make babies and get married and next. Like, he's already transitioned into the next level, hasn't he? Isn't this
Probably.
like the hurrah for him? Just as brother went last year, you know, now it's sort of, and especially with when I look, and at the end of the day, as an athlete, you look back to your organization, your team. Isn't it more or less I don't see the Kansas Cities. I think that, you know, they got tough storms ahead of them in that AFC between Buffalo, between Baltimore to whatever else. Does he want to go through that grind again? No, there's a lot of easier things to do. Right, like the podcast, the
when you're him,
around, man, going dancing at your girl's concert in Brazil. I think you're going to see Travis Kelce go into life. If we do see him do anything football, it'll be commentating, broadcasting, doing what Gronk does. He's the next Gronk.
Mike Dunlap in the super chat. Yo, KG, it's my birthday. My birthday is June 8th. The best sign in the world.
Yeah, shout out Gemini's,
shout out
man.
Before we move on, Aunt Jackie, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Tammy's sister.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right, Spenny. It's a wrap.
He's cooked.
Chase, you putting somebody in the coffin?
I'm ready if you guys
All right,
are.
let's go.
R.I.P. to Montoya from Isla de las Tentaciones.
Facts.
It is a Spanish reality show that's been making the rounds on the internet.
That's a good one, Chase.
Thank you.
I
I
have
sent
no
this to
idea what
Spenny
this
last
is.
week.
Yeah.
I sent this to Spenny. It was an ultimate crash out with no context. Did some digging. This guy on this Spanish reality show has had to watch twice now his girlfriend get absolutely destroyed by someone
Plowed
else.
on national TV.
And like
Destroyed
it's
as
Spanish
in-
television, so they don't really blur anything.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like this dude is having like the ultimate
What's
crash out.
cock in Spanish?
We'll look it up, D-Mac. But I mean, he's not really like excited about it. He's not like, hey, let me sit in the
No,
chair.
he's
Like
crying and
he's
stuff.
like, it's like they've got these two groups separated, and they're like, well, one group is like having fun in the house, the other group has to like watch what's going on. And this dude is just watching his girlfriend get absolutely plowed.
Yep.
Like in the other group, I was like having fun at the beach.
So you wonder what
tough.
kids are watching these days, Neil.
R.I.P. to Montoya from Isla de las Tentaciones.
That's a good
Boy's
one.
going through it.
He is.
Fair enough. Okay.
That is a good
I'm gonna
one.
look up cuck in Spanish.
Moving on.
I guess.
KG, who you putting in the coffin? Rest in peace.
This one is real easy. This is somebody that, you know, we've buried multiple times, I'm sure. And we're going to dig him up, and we're going to bury him yet again. And I'm sure y'all know who I'm talking about. Rest in fucking peace to Aaron Rodgers. We barely fucking knew you. I mean, I tried to tell y'all Aaron Glenn was not putting up with that bullshit. and listen, Neil, what are they going to do? You're going to have to, what quarterback do you have? They are going to start fresh.
Tyrod
Because-
Taylor.
Yep. This is
It's going to be the bridge.
You have some tradable pieces on that team. Just tear it down to the studs, build it the right way. But I know one thing. Aaron Glenn is not putting up with that diva bullshit his first year on the job. He's not.
No.
You're not going to put my job in jeopardy because you on that bullshit. So, shout out to Aaron Rodgers, man. I don't know where he's going to go because I don't even think the Raiders want him.
And
at
I'm
this
from
point.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, if Pittsburgh do that, that'd be something to see. I'll say that. Mike Tomlin and Aaron Rodgers, I pay money for that. But I just don't see where he goes from here. I don't.
Woodward Sports chat thread. Full State Farms. Nothing's happening with Garrett till June 1st. Otherwise, they got to blow their roster up just to get under the cap. And Full State, like, on surface, I would agree with you on that. But if I'm the Browns, man, I'm pulling the trigger, and I'm 86 in Watson and I'm doing the gear, and I'm blowing it up and just sitting next year out.
Yeah.
Taking all the draft capital I can get.
Well, they sitting out anyway.
And basically becoming an expansion team. That's the way that I'd. But I see your point, though. Like, yeah, I could see it going down like that. D-Mac, who you putting in the coffin? Who?
It's El Cornudo.
Oh.
El Cornudo.
Anyways, my in the coffin this week. Well, I'm going to wrap it into a lot of people bet on the Super Bowl. Congratulations, Spenny. Anytime Hopkins plus 600 winner. But a lot of people lost in the Super Bowl. But what I put in the coffin is no bigger loser at the Super Bowl than Stella Artois, who waited until the fourth quarter to spend $16 million on a minute commercial with David Beckham and Matt Damon. Right, and nobody watched.
And nobody
because
saw it.
the game was it. You take gambles in life, and they gambled on a good game, and the fact that it wasn't, so the least bang for their buck, I would say, was Stella Artois. Even though the commercial was funny, I don't think a lot of people saw it. But that's like, it got me thinking. Is like, placement in the commercials where you want, because usually, like that fourth quarter and stuff like that. So I'm going to hand Stella Artois the loss. Might like the beer, but not their marketing decision.
That is a good one, no doubt. That is a good one, no doubt. All right, my turn. Rest in peace, officially. And I sat this out, and a lot of you are going to say, no, he was murdered a long time ago. I get it, but it is official. After the Super Bowl, you know who the biggest loser was? It wasn't Patrick Mahomes. It wasn't the Chiefs. It was Drake.
Damn.
Drake.
Yeah, it's over for the boy.
Drake got put in the coffin on Sunday. And to be fair, all right, Kendrick is Spenny's guy. I know that. Spenny's been on that for a long time with Kendrick already. That was already over. You love him. I get it. I like some of Drake's songs. I do. Like, I was trying to hold out hope that would kind of dissipate and stuff like that.
You got to respect his catalog.
You do, but not anymore, you don't.
Yeah.
Because an entire stadium dropped that A minor on him, and it's over. That was the kill shot right there.
After performing it at the Grammys,
so many.
Yeah.
But at the Super Bowl,
I told Easy they was going to get it off.
Oh, my
He got
God.
everything off but the word pedophile, literally. They don't get the whole verse off.
D-Mac,
Dude,
I haven't
pretty
seen
bad.
somebody murdered like that in
Listen.
public.
Say Drake.
I knew I knew that there was something about the performance, like there's so many symbolism in it that I went on a 3-hour deep dive yesterday. From the beginning, when all of us saw the stage, and you could say, "Oh yeah, that's a PlayStation controller," but I told Spenny going into it, if you watch the replay of what the code, the X triangle 0, whatever it is, right? It's the GTA code for max armor, max health. Throughout it, even having Serena Williams, Drake Sachs, Crip Walken, You're Not Like Us, and SZA. Like, there's so many different.
I love
Samuel L.
SZA.
Jackson. I just think that it was like, there's so much more into it than just like people saying, "Oh man, it was like, not into the music or whatever." That was a statement. You want to talk about dropping everything on somebody, like, and I love it. Because you know what? Gen X, Johnny Rambo rules, right? They drew first blood, and if you're going to go in, go all in. And he absolutely
He did.
But I knew the litmus test was the Grammys.
Yeah.
And the fact, Neil, you nailed it. When you have the entire audience singing the song and dropping A minor.
That's it.
And he mismanaged it. Him putting out the lawsuit, suing for defamation and all that. Like,
He's
you,
a bitch.
you did it to yourself,
Yeah,
bro.
you did.
You made it worse.
There
than
was
it
only
had to
one
be.
thing you could do, and that was go back over the top.
Yeah, that's it.
And you
like
did.
small children.
You provoked the fight, bro, and then you got mad because Kendrick finished it.
DNC ENT. Neil is pandering to expedite his card. If you want pandering, you gotta go to the flagship for pandering.
Oh,
We don't do the
yeah.
pandering here.
Yeah.
I don't do that. And Tabitha, how about the A minor necklace? I did see that. That was pretty
Yeah.
funny.
That was great.
Like, I've never seen that. Just a public murder.
Yeah, it was a hanging.
That must have been what it was like.
That was William Wallace
Yeah.
style.
They put a witch on the
That's the
stake.
best part. right there.
Say Drake.
Say Drake. And
No, the
just
grin
evil
that he had.
smile right into the camera.
Hey, he was wearing bell bottoms too, Cage. You don't know?
was,
Yeah.
A previous argument.
Like there's so
between-
no, like everything.
Yeah.
Every little thing in there. It's unbelievable.
Samuel L. Jackson, his Uncle Sam. Come on, it was effing outstanding.
Yeah.
From Tabitha Gable. And look, like, there's a certain demographic that didn't like it.
Man, what?
Which it look, whenever you run a specialized act, it's always going to be like that.
Yeah.
Like if you trot Aerosmith out there,
Right.
you're not
It's a
going to
certain demo that's not gonna
There's a
identify
certain
with it.
demographic that's not going to like it.
Yeah.
Like when you put who was it? Who was it one year that some old band like
Black Eyed Peas?
no they
Coldplay?
Nah, they
That
was
was
bad.
what's that?
Was it Coldplay or Red Hot Chili Peppers?
Oh, Maroon 5?
Yeah, like that sucked. Like
Yeah.
Black Eyed Peas was awful.
Yeah, I just stopped short of it was the worst shit ever. Because even as a Kendrick fan, I acknowledge, to me, it wasn't his best performance, but it was a different format than a regular rap show. Like, he's running around the fucking football field. He's got to do song after song after song. There's breath control involved. So I didn't think it was the worst fucking Super Bowl halftime ever. Like
Art
that's
Vandelay, Tom Petty, that was
crazy.
one.
Yeah, come on now.
Come on, bro.
We've been letting y'all get y'all shit off for a while. Let us have this. Let us have this.
But yeah, Wheezy D, sorry, I didn't want to see John Mellencamp. Rolling Stones was trash. I stand on that too. They were awful.
Yeah.
And they're good performers.
Yeah.
But they weren't that day, man. All right. Going to merch, right?
Yep.
All right. Hey, Woodward merch, everybody. Get ready because we're going to talk some Pistons in a moment here. Get geared up for the playoff push. Woodward Pistons. We got the Red Wings line. Tigers opening day. Spencer Raxter is going to be unleashed on the streets of Detroit on a Friday.
It's going to be awesome.
This could be his finest hour.
Could be my magnum opus.
If you're out and about in Detroit with a Woodward Tiger shirt on, Spencer Raxter will have a drink with you.
That's true.
Is that fair?
That is fair.
Can we call that?
We can do that.
I'd go right now. Shop.woodwardsports.com. Get ready for the playoffs and opening day right here, Woodward Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
No one gives away more cash and prizes than Woodward Sports. You don't believe us? Here's our latest $10,000 winner.
You know, you guys posted, hey, if you guess all this stuff right, we'll give it's $10,000. I'm like, okay, well, why the hell not?
And the winning doesn't stop there. How about our Outkick Your Coverage winner?
Let's give it up for David Tully, everybody. David Tully. This guy's got a hot girl.
Bigger prizes, bigger giveaways, cash, merch, tickets, and more. All from the biggest sports network in Detroit. No one does it bigger and better than Woodward Sports. Make sure you're following, liking, subscribing on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube for your chances to share in the winning. From Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Smokies, crispy chicken, and pizza. Delicious, delicious stuff. 7 different flavors of wings for you to choose from. My personal favorite is the spicy garlic. But you can try them all and choose your favorite for yourself. Soroki's, tap in at any location near you. There are tons in Metro Detroit. To find a location near you, go to Sorokis.com.
All right, keeping it pushing here. It is Tuesday on Big D Energy, so you know what that means. We are joined by Dr. Pierce, our injury insider right here, courtesy of MRI of Southfield. Dr. Pierce mobile right now as we see in the car, the medical director at the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. Doc, all right, how are you going to top Israel? What exotic location are you in now?
I'm in Miami right now. We're actually going to Trump Doral.
Oh, you're playing some golf today, huh?
No, it's a
What a
big
dick.
conference that we're trying to spread the nursing home philosophy needs to change, and people aren't going there to die. They were going there to rehab, recovery, and return home. So this is some of the leading companies in the country discussing how to improve on what's currently being done in the nursing home world. So,
yes, I do
I
salute
get
your
to put my
efforts.
2 cents in.
Yeah, we've talked
I put
about that
my 2
before.
cents in.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear that, Doc. Wanted to catch up with you. I know you're a busy guy traveling around the world, but I texted you earlier and said the Myles Garrett thing, and it's been a topic of discussion here. So we talked about draft compensation and contracts and all that kind of stuff. As a guy that's making his way across 30, I know last year, foot injuries, Achilles issues, thigh issues, all of it right there. As you've kind of looked through his injury history, he had an MRI in the foot. The MRI came back clean at the beginning of the season last year. He's been durable throughout his career. Doc, look, I'm concerned as we talk about this. So tell me, ease my fears here. What do you make of Myles Garrett at his age with that history?
You know, I think it's a great example of what we've talked about multiple times is that, you know, little nagging injuries are going to add up and start compensating elsewhere. And he's a classic example of that. You know, you got a foot injury and his Achilles injury. He's compensating because of his competitiveness. He's not coming off that field. Like he says, I'm not coming off until somebody tells me I'm really doing something terrible. So it's the multiple little injuries that are adding up. If he could really concentrate this off season, knowing he's going to be, you know, that age factor is becoming an issue, the foot is an issue. The good news is there's nothing seriously showing up on these images. It's more the nagging injuries, the soft tissue stuff that adds up, which changes your mechanics. And the mechanics have changed to the point that he's got knee issues, hip issues, but nothing structural. So this is all fixable stuff from a committed guy. I think, you know, you put him on the lines, he sees the mentality, he sees what goes on, not just on the field, but in our recovery, our rehab, you know, recovering 20-some people this year. We got an A-class rehab team. I think we can get good years out of him. Is he going to be as durable? I doubt it. Am I writing a big contract to him? Heck no. I think if he wants to play in a place that's got a good chance to win a Super Bowl, really focus in. And when you put him on a team like the Lions, there's less demands on that player because you got other people helping. You know, he's not the only rock star playing on the Lions where he is out there in Cleveland. You know, he's carrying too big of a load. And here he's going to be an integral part of a team of all-stars. So hopefully that's helpful for you.
No, but Doc, here's my lead-in terms of the rebuttal question for that is when you say that, and you're talking like from a medical perspective, that a long-term extension gives you some pause for concern, I would tell you he's going to be 30 next December. But there's no guaranteed money on his contract right now. He's got 2 years left, about $20 million per, but none of it's guaranteed. And if I'm Myles Garrett and I'm saying, get me out of here, oh, by the way, get me out of here to somebody that's going to give me a contract. Doc, I think that's going to be part of the cover charge to get in the club, to get in the Myles Garrett club, is going to be a contract as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, the guy's going to go for everything he goes for. He's testing the market. But from a physical standpoint, I think if you put him with a good team of rehab individuals, which we have, or he can obviously find on his own, he's got money involved. These guys are motivated. Look, it's a business. For him to get solid and strong and correct a lot of these soft tissues issues, I think he's got a lot of potential. He's got the mental part of it. He's proven that. Now you put him on a team where he's not the main player. I mean, I don't mind a guaranteed contract. I'm not saying a huge one. He's not going to break any records with it. But it's all what his motivation is. He wants guaranteed money. I think the motivation in surrounding a team like the Lions is motivating enough to stay on that field. You put him on a team like the Raiders or some of the teams that are struggling, it's not so motivating to get out and put your body on the line each time. See what I'm saying?
No,
I think the motivation, the atmosphere here, he's got to figure out through his agent, through his lawyers, what's a good fit for him from a mental standpoint. So the money, I don't think is going to be the only factor, But, it's a multi-factor thing. I think from my standpoint, from the sports medicine standpoint, I don't see anything dangerous. I mean, there's other 30-year-olds that are productive. He's got foot injuries. His MRIs are clean. He's got soft tissue stuff. That if he's committed, he gets proper rest time, and doesn't force it, there's a lot of that you can solve with the secret sauce and good medical care.
Oh, it's always secret sauce. Speaking of secret sauce, Doc, somebody in the chat, Mike O, says, Doc, I was told the Cuban sandwich is elite, so I go down to South Florida a lot. I'm a big Cuban sandwich guy. Does the secret sauce come on the Cuban sandwich?
That's the Cuban secret, right? We're not allowed to divulge things like that in this country.
No, I get it. Oh, well, Doc, I'll let you go because I know you got some stuff going on being down there in Miami. I appreciate you being mobile, being willing to still come on and talk about it. It was something we had to discuss, man. We're in Myles Garrett mania. There probably won't be a conclusion to it for a very long time, but hey, we had to get it out there.
Make sure you buy an
I
extra
wanted to
box
talk about
of balls.
What?
He took a shot at you, Doc. He said, make sure you buy an extra box of balls. Yeah.
I don't want him to have to go into the ponds where the alligators are. We need you, Doc.
I know. Look, I won't sacrifice anything for a golf ball when that alligator's out there. But I did want to clarify some stuff. We talked about Mahomes, Kansas City and the Eagles last week. They put that clip out about the difference in the anatomy, and these guys have that extra X factor. I mean, you saw her just kind of put that all into play in a perfect remedy of, do we need to judge these players a lot differently? And I think that was a great clip that you guys put out. And I think we should talk more about differences. Because I want to get to the young athlete and they being as fit as you can for your sport, but you've got to have that extra. You've got to be doing something extra to make it to the next level, to that Super Bowl level. And we can talk about our own quarterback, with the X factors and stuff like that. I think see what the chat room says about that kind of stuff, but I think that would be a good one.
All right, Doc, we'll check into it next week then, my friend. Your world tour continues. Hit them straight when you get out there on the golf course, and have a good time, Doc. Appreciate you.
All right, take care, guys. Love you.
Yes, sir. There he is, Dr. Jeff Pierce, courtesy of the Michigan Sports and Spine Center. And, all right, there it was. Planet Fitness, everybody. We're live at the Planet Fitness studios. You guys know what it is. I was just there this morning. I'm there most mornings, as a matter of fact, getting that work in. I love being a member at Planet Fitness. I'll never be a member at another gym. As long as Planet Fitness is around, I'll always be at Planet Fitness. I'm just being straight with you guys. It's a part of my life. It's a part of my everyday life. And it should be yours as well, no matter what your fitness goals are. Everybody's different, man. Spenny's trying to lift and everything like that, be all strong and stuff. I run a lot. Some people are into flexibility. They got the stretch stations. It's all in play at Planet Fitness. It's everything you need. Over 50 Metro Detroit locations. And you can be a Black Card member for just $24.99 a month. Yes, less than $1 a day. And that is your gym membership. You got friends. You have at least one friend that's paying $80 a month to be a gym member. You are. 100% you are. I promise you. Don't pay more money to lift the same weights. Go to Planet Fitness, everybody.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Head to woodwardsports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward sports gear. Woodwardsports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at woodwardsports.com. A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights. Live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase in the Chase Lounge as well. All of you in the Woodward Sports chat thread, so you can skip the line, use the super chat if you want to do that. MPWMU, Spenny does 12-ounce curls as well. I can't confirm that.
I do.
Sometimes 20-ounce curls.
Sometimes 20-ounce curls.
Sometimes 32.
Could be.
I miss. That is what I do miss about the beer drinking days. The 32-ounce Boomba.
Oh.
Like
Boomba,
the glass one with that heavy-ass handle.
Yeah.
I miss those days, man. I do. But yeah, that's why Spenny is doing it.
You be living through Spenny a little bit.
100%. 100%, man. It's just, yeah, the beer I had a run with beer and it was great.
Yeah.
And we both mutually parted ways.
Damn.
On good terms.
Yeah. You still have a taller from time to time. Man.
Every now and then.
Yeah.
Every now, I will. After I mow the lawn, I'll have one.
Yeah.
Saugatuck Brewing, blueberry lemonade shandy.
That sounds
pretty
great,
good.
Actually,
sounds good.
It's great summer beer.
Really
it's
good.
like one of those shandies, but it's got a little
kick to it.
Yeah,
yeah.
It's that blueberry.
It's not that soft shit.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That blueberry dripper from Coonan.
Yeah.
No, it's not a suicide bombing mission.
Put that in an IV. Put that in an
suicide
IV.
bombing mission.
Mainline it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I love Lion and Kugels, but they don't give you that punch all the time.
Yeah,
so.
and that's. I'm just give it a spin.
Yeah.
Saugatuck Brewing Company. It's
check 'em out,
purple
for
and
sure.
yellow can, man. It's really really good. Did want to talk about the Pistons as well. Spenny asked the question. He said, "Are the Pistons better without Jaden Ivey?"
Oh.
And look, the granular folks in the crowd are going to run and say, well, look at the record. Clearly they are.
Yeah, no.
It's a little more nuanced than that, everybody. Spenny, I'm curious to get your take. It's your question. I'm curious to get your take on it.
No, I don't think they are. I think that if you add Jaden Ivey to this team right now, he would only be beneficial. That's a 17-plus point scorer, 5 assists, 5 rebounds, shooting 41% from 3, and was playing good defense. Like, I think Jaden Ivey is important. We were all clamoring at the trade deadline for the Pistons to go out and get somebody like Jaden Ivey because that's what they're missing, because that's the piece they're missing. So, no, I don't think they're better without Ivey. I think he's an important piece to this team, and when he comes back, they're going to be even better than they are now.
Did it unlock Malik Beasley, though?
I wouldn't say unlock. He was doing this with Jaden Ivey on the team.
He wasn't doing it like this.
Not to this effect, but he's getting more minutes.
He's
now.
getting the usage.
Yeah, he's getting more usage. So,
D-Mac, you've been in on the Pistons.
Oh yeah, no. I think that this is a blessing in disguise where this team is right now to not have like their number 2, and it's only because he's got to fight his way back to be a part of the herd. But what it's done is it's allowed you to see what else you've had and different guys to step up. You bring up Malik Beasley. The thing that I love is to hear the fact before the trade deadline of him going to Trajan Langdon saying, please don't trade me. I want to be here. I love these guys. So I think that the blessing in disguise has been the maturation of some of the younger guys, including Asur Thompson coming back, the way Ronald Holland Jr. has played. I just think that in the bigger scheme of things, moving forward down the line, it's a blessing. But no, you can't when you put them back in healthy or whatever, as what these guys have learned, they're going to be a better team. I think that's the question, right? Like, talent-wise, are they better with them in the line? But they're a team right now, and he'll make them better as a team. Also, when you add them to the fray, I love everything that I hear, obviously, culture-wise. But these guys, that's the biggest thing. Where if you listen to Trajan Lang talk and stuff like this, it's the locker room. The locker room's number 1. So I think that it's allowed this locker room to get even tighter. I mean, if you're going to equate it to anything and not to this level, but it's like losing Iserman and having Fedorov step up, even though it's,
Oh, you guys need me?
the K thing. Well, it's just sort of like you got to learn how to play without him, because when he comes back in, it's an asset, right? Like,
Yeah.
Steve Yzerman was never going to get moved out. I mean, it's not the same analogy, but it's a lot like it when you lose a top guy and it's time for the rest of this team to have to grow up earlier, and the younger guys.
I can agree with that, but we went so long without seeing Cade and Ivy play together, and we finally got a coach in here that understood how to utilize them both on the court at the same time. So I think it does kind of suck not having Ivy there right now because they were developing together and learning how to play together, and it was working. But ultimately, he absolutely helps this team. He was the second leading scorer. You can't take that away from him. Like Spinny said, and no, Brandon Katz, he's not reading stats over there. He's just telling you what it is. He was a better defensive player this year. He improved in all categories, 3-point shooting, field goal percentage, you name it. So, yeah, it's a big blow for this team to not have him. But the way they've been able to rally without him, I think it is making certain players on the team better. I do.
Spenny, here, sometimes in this business you push the easy button. And right now, admittedly, I'm going to push the easy button. Brandon Katz, Ivy makes the Pistons worse defensively. Spencer's just reading stats.
Yeah,
he's not a good defender. Cade is number 1 in the NBA in many defensive categories.
Meanwhile, Spinny just sitting there not reading a stat.
Oh, all right.
Right.
Did anybody say that Cade wasn't a good defender? I don't know. He's just talking to talk. That's what he does. But there are different things you can do with Jaden Ivey back. Like you could run the lineup still having Malik Beasley, Asar Thompson, and Jaden Ivey all on the floor with Cade Cunningham at the same time. Like that is something you can do. I mean, that's not a mutually exclusive thing. Like it doesn't just have to be only Ivey or Asar Thompson on the floor at the same time. So I thought Jaden Ivey showed what he does for this team in the beginning of the year, being that scoring punch, being the closer, being a guy that's going to knock down big shots, hit some big threes, and I think he's extremely important to this team going forward.
As I look at the standings, Spenny, this just popped in my head. And I brought this up yesterday. Obviously, you weren't with us out at Feldman, but I have to get your take on this. If the playoffs started today, Pistons-Knicks in the first round.
Oh, yeah.
You would prefer the Knicks over Cleveland or Boston, obviously, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We match up well
Could
with the Knicks.
Could they beat the Knicks?
They could beat the Knicks, yes. They already beat them twice at home. They already beat them twice in the Garden. Like they could beat the Knicks for sure.
It's a matchup game.
Yeah.
They match up well with them.
And you know Tibbs' teams, man, down in the stretch, get to the playoffs. These guys are worn down. They're beat up. Pistons are going to be hungry. They're going to be fighting. Would I pick them to beat the Knicks? No, probably not. But they could. They'd have a much better chance of beating the Knicks than the Celtics or the Cavs.
And I'm sorry. I need to see the big bodega in the postseason. All this regular season shit is cool. I don't believe in it. I need to see it in the postseason.
Spenny, what would the price have to be on the Pistons to nudge you to bet on them? 3-1?
Yeah, I would say at least plus 400.
4-1, you'd be in?
Yeah.
You'd put some money down on it?
Yeah, throw some schmeckles on that.
It's not a bad bet. Pistons could take them 7 at the least.
You know who hasn't gotten any credit through this run? Maybe passive, aggressively, perhaps.
Tobias Harris.
Tobias has been good, yeah, no doubt.
He's been better lately, yes.
But you know how we work in this town, right? Like we isolate somebody.
Right.
And then he's the fall guy.
Yeah.
No matter what.
You're talking about Jalen Duren?
Jalen Duren.
Yep.
Jalen Duren's
Jalen Duren's efficiency. He's still, in the screen game, and I don't know why he does it, like the hip check all the time.
Yeah, he got to get better with that.
It's not necessary, but what he's done offensively, dude, he is clean.
We did have that second Pistons question on there that we're not going to get to, but I just wanted to put real quick on it. It was who is going to be the most important player on this team going down the stretch other than Cade Cunningham, and I truly think it's Tobias Harris. I think if you see what he has been doing without Jaden Ivey on there, even his defense has improved. We knew he was always going to be able to hit shots and be an isolation scorer, but his defense has improved.
Yeah.
And if he is shooting the ball like he is now, like he has been these past 10 games, that allows you to play Asar Thompson more. That allows you to play Ron Holland, because Asar Thompson can't hit threes. He can't shoot the ball. And so
Ron Holland can.
Ron Holland can.
Yeah.
But you need Tobias Harris to be out there hitting threes and making shots to have Asar Thompson at his full capacity. And that is extremely important to have that from the 4 spot.
They're intriguing.
They are.
It's great, dude. If Tobias plays like this, like he has been, it's extremely important, and it unlocks a lot of the different lineup combinations that JB Bickerstaff wants to use.
They're intriguing, D-Mac, because they're so young. But you've seen such growth, and look, I'm not saying Eastern Conference Championship, and it'll be an uphill fight. All right, let's just be. It'll be an uphill fight, but they're intriguing because there's been so much improvement of youth that it makes you think what could be.
No, I mean, is this like when you look around the league and whatever else, like the Pistons are turning into one of the teams that you don't want to play. You don't want to play, and the hungrier they get, they're playing it with the old house money, right? Where this year, I think KG, back to your point about yes, we waited so long to see that Ivy and K can work together.
Mm-hmm.
We saw that, right? We know it's going to work under JB and the way that he used them. But you know the blessing is that, and you wouldn't want it to happen, but the silver lining is look what it's done to Cade.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that does Cade become Superman, so to speak? Does he put on the cape? Does he get the analogies where we're comparing him to leadership as far as Isaiah this way? This has allowed him to have to say, hey, you know what? I got to take this team on my back. Mm-hmm. Right? It's more or less what we've been watching Dylan Larkin try to do, except Dylan Larkin needs that extra help. When you see throughout the lineup, when he's getting help from his DeBrinkets and Raymonds and stuff like that, then it goes. Cade has transcended his game to being, you guys are talking easily top 10 in the league as an individual player. So I think that's the silver lining, along with the youth, along with everything else. They're playing with house money. The more, that's why the culture, the locker room, everything like that, because they don't give a shit, right? They don't care. They're going out to play. Now, are there still learning mistakes? Are there still growing, right? Absolutely. But look at what this team is doing. They're putting teams down by 30, bro.
Yeah.
They're playing. They're coming out. And what I like consistently to watch is this dog effort. From the bench, from whoever it is, from their leaders, from Isaiah to whoever else. And then you're getting this youth. Like, if you don't want to say, your underdog or your intangible, your unsung heroes, Malik Beasley. Mm-hmm. You know, especially like the other day, how's the confidence? Oh, Cade, you're not in? No worries, bro. I'm going to go for 36 and drop 9 trips and whatever. Oh, you need me to do that tonight? It's that confidence. And I go back to Malik Beasley telling Trajan Langdon, don't trade me. Do you ever hear that in the NBA?
I've never heard that. Never from anyone. And it got public.
Yeah, dude, because that's how much it means. And Malik Beasley, to me, is a dog.
Absolutely.
Dude, so he's that... to me, I don't know the way I look at it, but he's like that refined Patrick Beverly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where it's like the guy that's going to help your team and help this youth. And if you don't say, we can say Cade showing the way, but it's give Trajan Langdon, right? JB Bigger. No matter what we say about Tobias Harris, he is such a positive influence in that locker room. Mm-hmm. About all these veteran guys.
That locker room loves that man.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I've been trying to tell you guys.
What you guys say about, you know what I mean? Yeah,
it
it could be better here and there, but you know what?
They love him.
You know who steps up for him? Now you got Holland Jr., and you got Beasley, you got all these other guys going, no worry, boss.
D-Mac, tell him about Dr. Pierce.
Absolutely. We just heard from him. Over-unders, he loses 7 balls today. But I've golfed with Dr. Pierce, so he's on the golf course. Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights like we just had with Dr. Jeff Pierce, Michigan Sports and Spine. He joins us here, Big D Energy, every Tuesday, and you can catch him again. Who knows where he'll be Thursdays during Ermanni and Edwards. Always offering top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy I trusted for 4 Stanley Cups, if that means anything. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game, performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsandSpine.com or call 248-426-9944.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
All right, final segment of the show. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neil Rule, Darren McCarty, KG, Spencer Raxter, Chase in the Chase Lounge as well. And people in the chat, by the way, I absolutely love that Dennis Schroeder trade. Yeah, you give up nothing, you get him, and you walked away with 2 second-round picks as well. So yeah, no, I love it too.
More minutes because he's gonna be good.
You guys get the feel like this town vibes with this team, man.
Yep.
They are embodying the city. They are the attitude. A lot of people think it's the reincarnation of the Bad Boys. I'm not going that far yet, but they play.
But there's those vibes,
they
man.
play with an aggression, yes, and you love to see that because that's when the Pistons have had their most success. When they have teams like this.
And to be honest with
The game
you,
against the Sixers was impressive.
It was.
yeah, and to be honest, you know, again, I know what the end result was, but D-Mac, there was something to that Pacers game. There was something to that Pacers game, man. At Indiana, where they were down 18, they came back, they ended up losing by 15 or whatever. But it wasn't the result. It's not the result I'm talking about. I saw them draw a line that day.
Yeah.
Is it fair to say, like, it's maturity? It's maturity into chasing the teams like they're well aware. And the rivalry with Indiana and the history and stuff like that, whether guys have been here or not, it permeates through the organization. They know Indiana's probably a team that they have to go through to be successful. Now, there's some ill will and rivalry and stuff like that, but that's where the youth, right? What you saw, Neil, is the youth going, we ain't rookies no more. We ain't putting up with this. Oh, you want to like treat us like we're your redheaded stepchildren? Yes, Chris Draper, I'm referencing you. To the fact is that, no, not on my watch. Like, it's maturity we're watching in front of to do it the right way and playing hard and playing that Pistons bat. That's what we're seeing, right? For anybody who hasn't been around. That's the old, like, when you talk about the Bad Boys and whatever, it's not about fouling and fighting and stuff like that.
It's about an identity.
Standing your ground and sticking up.
It's an identity.
Yep.
It's identity. That's the idea. In the 2025 Detroit Pistons or whatever, like 25 years later, right? They're reverting back to what this identity is, and I think that's what it was. That's what you saw, Neil.
Yeah.
It's their identity.
Yeah, there was just something about that game, man, that I know they lost, but just something that stuck with me.
And then sometimes it's the
it.
way you lose. And what do we always say in life? It's never a loss if you learn the lesson.
Right.
It's a lesson, not a loss.
All right, that will do it today. I'll be rolling out to Indianapolis. Sean Belizean, D-Mac will be in tomorrow. Do you guys want to do top 5, or you want to shelf it till I get back? What do you want to do?
We can shelf it till you get back.
All right.
Or we could do the top 5 list.
Yeah.
When Neil's not here.
Yeah. You know what? We'll do top 5 fat athletes when I come back.
Yeah.
Do whatever you want tomorrow.
Spencer,
all right, you guys.
top 5 liquid. No.
Hey, dude, you could do your favorite actresses.
Yeah.
You do your
What
whatever.
kind of
I'll let you
actress?
Top 5
permeate
porn
over
stars?
that.
Top
You're
5
stick
porn,
a,
yeah.
Top
stick
5
a little
porn stars would be
heavyweight
a legend.
stank.
Gee,
right?
I wonder what it's going to be
Yeah.
tomorrow.
You're right.
It's gonna be
I know
good.
who's at the top
I'll
of
be
Spitty
here.
list.
We'll
No,
think
it's like-
about it.
Hey, you get me to show up, Spenny. Give me a
There we
good
go.
top 5 list. That's
Spencer
the only reason
Raxter,
I'm
Peter
here.
North. You got to respect the resume.
Peter North.
That's it.
Johnny Sins to go.
Yeah, see? The wheels are turning.
We're
I
not
wonder what
doing-
it'll
we're
be.
not doing male porn stars, all right?
I'm glad I will be far away from it.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I will be far away. There is talk, by the way. I did get a text that we may be staying over through the night because of the storm. So I'll get that handled with stick and
Don't worry,
everything.
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
You just be safe and return.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vamonos.
Appreciate it, everybody. Well, see you later.